about to share tonight. Hopefully the recording on the Zoom meeting is working. Hopefully everyone can see us and hear us. Hopefully we'll be live soon on the page of the festival as well. We're having a bit of a slow connection because we're in the mountains, but bear with us and everything is going to be just fine. Hopefully we'll be live soon on the page of the festival as well. You can hear me in both pages now. So at the beginning, I'm going to share some important details of how you can watch, because that's the first step that we want to get to. If you are on YouTube or on Facebook, you have comments section. Feel free to use them to ask questions and to add your personal comments on this theme, how to upgrade ourselves in this time of change and how we can be compassion in action. If you're on the webinar page, the landing page that we sent you via email, please use the comment section, which are to the right of your video if you're on the laptop, or are below your video if you're on the iPhone or smartphone. And there you can have the comments and you can comment with us what you want to know on this topic and what you would like to ask also. I am very much relying on your questions to shape the theme of tonight, because it's an interactive conversation. Actually, I'm not meaning to have it just a direct sharing. I want to be able to commune and have a conversation with you on this topic. Compassion in action in times of great change is the quintessential or very important aspect of how we transform. We see now compassion being displayed in all areas of our lives. We see that these times of change are bringing more and more compassion in the world. People are literally starting to care for each other. People are literally starting to join hands. People are literally forming huge groups all over the world to have this crisis situation in a smoother way, overcome in a smoother way, in a gentler pace for each one. I want to know, before I go any further, I want to know if everybody hears and sees me well. So if you're on Facebook, please type yes. If you're on the webinar page, please also type yes. And if you're on YouTube, type yes in the comments. I want to have your yeses to know that everybody hears and sees me. It's important that we have good transmission for this webinar, and I want to make it the best for you, but I need your feedback to know where we are. So let me know if you're hearing and see me well. Thank you, Jerome. Everybody else hears me in this gathering. Everybody else. So on the YouTube page, you also see me and hear me. I see your yeses now. What about the webinar page? Are you there? Are you seeing and hearing me? Thanks for the hearts and the sharing. It's so beautiful to see you all here. So I love to be with you. I love to connect with you in any way, shape, or form so that we can build a beautiful field together. And if everybody has raised hands that they see me, I want you to also be in this state where you see and hear and feel your heart. Before anything else, let's center in our hearts for this transmission, for this gathering. Let's see, imagine, or feel our heart. Let's start to imagine, see, or feel our heartbeats. Let's start to see how our lungs are getting filled with the air, and how we're actually getting filled with light with every breath and with every heartbeat. Let's start to experience that in every cell of our body, and let's start to feel how we're actually becoming love in action, compassion in action with every inhale that we're having. Let's start to have this feeling in all our cells. And let's start to feel how it feels to feel love all the way through our body before listening to anything else, before having ideas in our minds, before starting to process thought forms. Let's start to feel first. And that's the most important thing in this era of great change, to feel, to start feeling with each other what is best to transmission, how is best to talk, what is best to send out, and where our heart is in every moment of this. That's the most important thing in this crucial time of evolution, because the light beings and every ascended and conscious being on this planet is knowing and sharing that we're changing and shifting into a stage of greater love. I know that sounds abstract to some, but compassion and love are tightly stringed together, and one doesn't go without the other. And that's what we're evolving towards. So all the tests that we're going through, and all the apparent lack of safety, and all the apparent lack of freedom, and all the apparent lack that people are experiencing in any way, shape, or form, is meant to transition us, to ascend us, if you will, towards a state of greater love. So that's the first step and the first focus. And another profound thing that is happening now on the planet, like I was saying in the beginning, is that we're transitioning from that love, we're transitioning into a state of greater communion. This communion, instead of going with this separation idea where everyone is apparently secluded in his own home or not able to connect with others, the opposite is actually happening. We are communing and connecting at a much higher level with each other right now. We're in a stage where, because of this gift that internet is, because of this gift of technology, but also because of the gift of our hearts that are able to commune with each other, we're gathering together in the internet, but in the inner net as well. And we are creating new realities together. Just a few days ago, on April 4th and April 5th, I've been for 15 hours in meditation with four large, very, very large groups from all over the world. US, India, Canada, Europe, all the continents have joined together in this love meditation, in this peace meditation. And we've been together focusing on the same idea, that we want peace, that we want health, that we want sanity in this world, and that we want to be together, that we want communion, and we feel communion with each other. So for 15 hours or more, all these people have focused on the one same idea, one same feeling, one same outcome. And they have all asked that we live in a stage of greater peace, in a stage of greater health, in a stage of greater communion with each other. All of us have asked the same. And therefore, because we have asked, this is happening. And this brings us to a new stage of communion, as I was saying, and it's helping us being aware that regardless of the circumstances and the planetary rules and everything that's going on outside of us, inside of hearts, we can feel connected and we can feel supported, and we can support each other with love and power and wisdom and everything that we have inside, that we've developed as masters all the way through all through these years since the shifts of 2012 and beyond. We've developed for this moment and for greater moments of change where we demonstrate and practice and exercise our mastery. So this is where we are now, in this moment where our mastery is being put to test and is being now ready to be displayed out. And in this webinar workshop that's going to be lasting for about 1 hour or 1 hour and a half maximum, we're going to share some tools, but also a brief exercise that brings us back into mastery, that brings us back into more inner peace, that brings us back into more sanity and health. And you see, I'm making a difference between sanity and health, and I believe it's necessary to make this difference because it's important before any physical health to have inner sanity, to be able to discern between what's true and what's not, to be able to discern between what's right and what's exaggerated. In an era of change. Without this aspect, nothing stands. So we invite you all to greater discernment in everything that you choose. And the biggest, most important discernment now is choosing your in choosing your sources of information. Information everywhere because we're connecting to this world wide web that is providing information in so many ways. It is important that we select the appropriate information that matches our frequency and enhances our frequency. Staying informed sometimes does not mean watching the news. Sometimes news can be deceiving to some degree because they are trying to report the things that they resonate with, and the things that they resonate with might not resonate or uplift your frequency. And that's important to discern. What do you choose to tune into, and which channels are you choosing for your information? It's also important to discern who and what are you trusting. There are now various information about health and about how you can stay healthy. Various information about how you can have a better immunity, and I believe that is important. Various information about how you can prevent getting sick. But remember, if your focus is on how to not get sick, you could manifest more of that which you don't want. Whereas if you focus on health, you might increase, and you will surely increase your state of health because everything you focus on will grow. So we invite you all now to be focusing on what you want to create instead of what you want to avoid. Because your energy nourishes your reality, and what you think of will be created to some degree. If we want to overcome this moment of what people call crisis, it is important that we move our focus from what's being fed to us via all media every time you open one media channel, to move our focus from that towards something that we want to manifest. If you don't want to get sick, try focusing on health. It's the opposite vibration, the exact opposite vibration of sickness. And the question is, of course, how do we focus on health, especially if on a pranic journey? The answer that I found, and I'm just going to share my approach now, because you're going to have many others that are going to be sharing with you in the next days, and you can see all the perspectives. Um, but my approach is that I'm daily focusing on how to keep my body and my mental tonus and my emotions fit. And I have a daily routine that I follow every day to be able to maintain that fitness of body, mind, and emotions. So, fitness, you see, is not only for the muscles and the body. You need to keep your mind fit because it's creating your reality. You need to keep your emotions fit because they are manifesting whatever you focus on. So when you keep those things in a high vibration, you can have good results with your health as well. And that's the most important now. Another important thing is to try to look at all this reality and try to find everyday gratitude for what you are experiencing. In your experience, there must be everyday moments of beauty or moments that you can say thank you for. You could tune into those moments and even write down so that you remember that in those moments you've had a moment of gratitude. My moment of gratitude is when I'm able to go outside and see people or stay in nature. In these moments of what we call seclusion, we recognize the value of freedom and how important it is to be able to move freely through the world. Something that maybe we were taking for granted before is now becoming of the highest importance because we are experiencing globally a decrease in our freedom that is experienced by many. For example, today, after I went to get some groceries for my juices and stuff like this, I felt called to go out in nature, somewhere high up in the mountains where there were no people. So, from my perspective, there was no one to harm or in danger. But as I was on the peak of this mountain, alone in my car and with no one around on a area of at least 20 kilometers, this car appeared of some police officers that wanted to find me for breathing fresh air out in nature by myself. And the fine that they're suggesting for just being outside in nature with no one around you is at least 500 euros, which is a big decrease of freedom of movement on this planet. So I asked them because I didn't see any people around, I didn't see any soul that I could contaminate or be contaminated from as they were sharing. I asked if I am endangering anyone by being there. To that, they could not answer, but they invoked a law. So eventually, not having known that law completely, I did not get fine, but I did get a big feeling of lack of freedom. And those of you who have been with me in the trip of the sun last summer, Daria and others, know how beautiful, but also how secluded the areas around my home are. And there's literally no danger of going out because nobody is there. But yet, we weren't allowed to be out and to breathe. And the most important things for our lungs and for our health right now is breath and being able to get fresh air into our bodies. Oxygen is what keeps us healthy, and we need it more than ever. Staying in our homes, we must wonder, is that enhancing or decreasing that state? That's very important to ponder upon. I am not saying that we should all break the laws or be against what has been decided globally. I'm just pondering upon the degree of discernment that we must have in regards to what is best for our health. Also, many prevention rules are being shared of washing our hands, of having a better hygiene, and of staying away from other people. But what about the immunity enhancing advice? Why don't we have any public displays out there telling us all over the place to have vitamin C juices daily, to have fresh juices and vegetables blended daily to boost our health and our immunity? Why don't we have any reference on the news or in the media that are displayed, say on YouTube every time you open, or on Facebook every time you open? There should be a list of things to do in a healthy, organic way to keep our immunity high. Not just preventing by washing hands, but keeping our immunity high and keeping our mind state high. That's the number one thing that must be displayed out there for a healthy population. And I want to see that being displayed. I want to see that everywhere. I want to see us all primed with the healthy advice of not just separating from each other to not get viruses, but how we stay in a high state of health by the foods we choose, by the vitamins we choose, by the essential oils we choose, by the communication we choose, and by the meditation we choose. That's what I want to see displayed more and more of, so that population can truly be in a state of health. Not just prevention, but immune booster, health booster, emotion, high state of emotion booster. That's what's necessary to be shared everywhere from now on. And I invite all of you healers, all of you masters of emotional alchemy, all of you herbalists who are knowing, and essential oil therapists who are knowing about this stuff, post it everywhere, display it everywhere, make videos of it everywhere, so that everybody can know one way or another how to keep emotions and immunity high up. If you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see quite a few videos where this is being shared all the way through the past 2 weeks. That's what we've been doing every day, sharing videos of how to boost immunity, how to keep emotions high, how to keep the mindset in a permanent high state, so that we do not get virus at the mind level. That's where the unhealthy life starts, with the mind. So we have posted a lot of that, and you can go on the YouTube channel called Cristiana Eltrayan. And we have also done a Pranic process online of 8 days already, dealing with that, putting people on juices, putting people on high energy light food, so that they kept a very good immunity all the way through this time of seclusion. Some have even healed from the disease that is being spread now in the world, and we have testimonials of that also. So you see, there's no limits to what we can do, but we have to stick together and share good information with each other, uplifting stuff. We don't want to have more of the worrying and doom and gloom. That's lowering our vibration so much already. We need the good stuff. We need the remedies. We need the sound healing, the herbs. We need the vitamins. We need the smoothies. We need the stuff that is getting our frequency high up, and we need it posted everywhere. And it's not going to be just me who's doing that, because all of you, most of you watching, have the experience of how to stay healthy. And if you don't remember now, if you haven't been reminded so far, now it's a reminder for you to get back into that state and share it with others, so that we're not doing it by ourselves. So I'm going to post in the comments a link of this video where I'm sharing about how to stay healthy, called Mindset and Focus. It's not my point to repeat it many times, to repeat it again in this gathering. In case you have questions, I'm going to answer, but there's already a video on that and you can see it. Also, we are starting a Pranic process on Sunday for another 8 days of detox on all levels, emotional, mental, and physical, where we help people super upgrade their systems to be prepared for this new era in which we are now evolving. At the planetary level now, this is not necessarily a disease. It's evolution symptoms going on. And if you look at articles about how the body is transforming from carbon to crystal, and how the DNA is being upgraded, which is happening now with this new wave, new portal being opened on April 4th, you will see most of the symptoms that are presenting as a disease being actually an upgrade of the physical, emotional, and energy system. So you're going through a transformational upgrade either way. And if you're starting to sneeze or starting to cough, don't worry that you're going to die. You're just transforming. The important thing is to stick with high immunity boosters and high frequency uplifting information and activities, so that you can go through these states smoothly. So the link that I posted in the comments is on that video where I shared immunity boosters at emotional, mental, and physical level. So you can watch that, and after we finish, so you have a better insight on how you can keep a high immunity. Yes. It's also important to stay tuned to the right sources of information, as I was sharing, and just don't go too much or not at all into conspiracy theories. I'm having a one-on-one process with a client of mine. She has been in the Pranic process online, the training that I was sharing about. Then she's also in parallel doing a one-on-one process with me, where we meet once a week or twice a week, and we discuss her main emotions, her main traumas, whatever it happened in her life that's keeping the energy from flowing harmoniously in her system. And she was high on a cloud before we finished the live training for 8 days. And then she started watching, and she got into this roller coasters of conspiracy theory videos that she found on the internet. And she was sharing that after half a day of watching this stuff, she was feeling very weak and very agitated and very, very discontent. And her frequency has got very, very low. Not very, very low, but quite low. Just on half a day of watching that stuff. Imagine subjecting yourself to that every day, what it does to you. And so that's why we invite you again to have discernment and to have a very good selection of good movies, good channels of YouTube or Gaia or positive news that you're watching every day to uplift yourself. And this Pranic festival online is especially created for uplifting your consciousness and for providing you a good source of information. So that's why every day or every couple of days, we're going to have videos with high frequency people that are sharing with you their methods of how to keep a high vibration. So the next days, you're going to also meet Gaston Bacchiani on Saturday. Tomorrow evening, you're going to meet at some point also Pascal Martelli. You're going to meet Tal Gilboa, who's Ray Maor guide. You're going to meet many, many of us sharing good information on this Pranic festival online that you're watching now, sharing good information about how they stay healthy and happy through these times of change. Those of you who watch on Facebook, you maybe didn't subscribe to this festival. So we invite you to go on our events page that I'm going to be posting now on the comments and subscribe. It's free to watch the live stream. And if you don't get access to the live stream, you can have access to the recordings. Everything is explained in our web page. So go on the link that I shared and see the Pranic Festival online there, so you can see the next gathering as well. I posted mine online on Facebook now because it's mine channel, but the next guests are not going to have the live on Facebook. You're going to be able to just watch on our page via subscription, and it's free for live streaming. So we invite you to be there. That's a good source of uplifting information. Other sources of uplifting information, go on Unify, which is also a Facebook page with great videos. Go on Gaia TV, go on resonance.org, the website of Nassim Haramim. His course is free and you can watch it and you can see good uplifting information. Just keep your mind in a good high state that helps you stay in a good tonus emotionally and mentally. It's very, very important, crucial now to have that. Helps you have a good immunity. And bad emotions actually decrease immunity very, very much. So get out of the worry, get out of the fear. You're not gonna die. You are gonna as much as transform now. There's no death, truly, that does not exist. Body is transforming either from carbon to crystal, from many of us, or from physical to non-physical, but it's not, nobody is actually going to die. That's very important to understand. So I've been talking for 40 minutes now. Does anyone have any questions? You can post on the comments of Facebook, on the comments of YouTube, and on the comments of our online page. Tell me if you have any questions so that I can pick up from there and answer to you. What are your practices in this time of change? What do you do at home every day to keep your vibration high? What do you do to keep your immunity high? What are your tactics to not get imbued by doom and gloom news? What do you do? Share in the comments so that others can know you are the master of this gathering. Have us benefit from your beautiful knowledge as well. We want to know and hear from you as well, because this is, like I said, an interactive gathering. So, as I was saying, boosting your immunity is number one thing to do, and that is done by choosing good food, choosing vitamin sources every day, like leafy greens, juices, all the fruits that can get your hands on that contain vitamin C. Just put them in a blender, put leafy greens in the blender and blend them together and drink them every day. Replace some of the solid food meals with these juices or blended shakes that will help you stay in a good state. Don't clutter your body with stuff that doesn't help you. Don't over clutter with food that is making you heavy, that is making you want to sleep right after you eat. That's food that is bad for you. You're not going to make it through and healthy if you are putting more and more toxins in your body. Your body now needs to shed away everything that doesn't serve it. And that's going to be done through choosing very light and very uplifting, high frequency food, or even having a time of detox. We are entering the Catholic Easter, and all the way through next week, we're continuing towards the Orthodox Easter. For those of you who aren't religious, know that it's not about religion that I'm talking now. I'm talking about very high vibration coming down on the planet now for everyone to tune into. And that's available for all regarding of your beliefs in whether you believe in Buddha, in Jesus, in Muhammad, in Allah, in universal force, in quantum field, in Planck or space, whatever you believe in. More of it is available now because most of humanity is getting into this uplifting state of prayer over these holidays. Of course, many of the humanity are getting into overeating as well, which we invite you not to do, because you are meant to keep your vibration high and your body detox to be able to cope with the general state. So if you want to make it through, try to not binge in these days, try to have a high immunity food, and try to check with your body as much as possible every time you want to choose something over the holiday table. Not everything that is displayed there is your food. Remember that other beings, such as animals, cannot be your food. We're talking about compassion in action tonight. The number one compassion gesture is to stop eating other beings. I know it sounds harsh, but while you're still eating meat, you're eating beings that were alive and that were having a right to life and to experience this planet just as much as you. If you want to get into a more compassionate state and the whole humanity to evolve as well as yourself, try to keep a lighter diet and try to stop using other beings for your benefit and pleasure. That's very important at this time of change. To have our crown open, we must be kind to all people and all beings on this planet. Every gesture that hinders the freedom of another being is closing our crown chakra and our heart. And that's not allowing the energy to come through. And that's making people hungry or ill. If you want to have these chakras open, the crown and the heart, and the root also, which is the foundation of your being, it is important that you treat other beings with compassion, because in the subtle planes, we're all one and we're connected, and everything you do to another is reflecting back upon yourself. I'm not talking about karma now. I'm talking about the law of cause and effect that's naturally affecting all. And that's a law that is governing the whole universe, and it's also governing this planet. So you might want to be friendly with that. So back to compassion, try treating other beings just as, at least as good as you would want to be treated, at least as compassionate and loving as you would want to be. And if you don't want to be hindered in your freedom or used or aggressed, try to not hinder, use, or aggress other beings. That's very important. And that starts in your plate. Many people do not see the law of cause and effect between what they eat and what happens in their lives. Many of them feel that the two are not at all related, and that if you buy a chicken in the supermarket and you didn't kill yourself, this does not make you a part of the killing. But in truth, if we keep choosing the same things as food, somebody has to kill them to provide them to you. And that's creating a cause and effect wave that's reflecting back to people. So having explained that, are there any questions or comments on this? Because to many, sometimes it's not unclear. What does the chicken on the shelf have to do with my freedom and my well-being and my health? I didn't kill it. I didn't do anything bad to it. And also the lamb, it's just sitting on my table. I didn't lay hands on it before when it was alive. Well, yes, you didn't, but you're eating it now. So now you're affecting his well-being. Even though now it's dead, maybe it wouldn't have been dead if people wouldn't choose meat as nourishment. And that's important to realize. And I'm not judging people's food habit. I'm just saying that every habit and every action has a law of cause and effect weaving stemming from it. And we must have discernment on that as well. And also the toxins that people accumulate in their bodies from consuming excessively toxic food is having a great impact on your health as well. Because you see animals, they are very empathic, they're very sensitive, and when they are being prepared to be slaughtered, they feel that way long ago, and they have some emotions that generate some hormones in their flesh, and that's what you're eating. And maybe you do not want to get in contact with these toxins over and over again. Also, for the pranic people or people being in the pranic path, plants as well have a consciousness, and they also feel very much of what we do to them before even we start doing those things to them. So when you decrease things in your diet and you start to have lighter and lighter food, you're actually having a gesture of compassion for the planet and for the rest of humanity. Because the more we uplift our frequency individually, the more humanity benefits from it. And that's the main gesture of compassion that we can do. And starting compassion is nowadays starting from our plate, is starting with our health choices and our food choices. And if in these food choices we exclude beings that were alive, that's the biggest leap into compassion that humanity can make at this moment. And the most important leap for our health as well. There are numbers there showing a big increase in health in vegan communities, and also longevity and lifespan and so on. You can research that if you didn't do it so far, but also very much heightened health results in communities that are going more on liquids or lighter food. There are people there, friends of mine, close friends of mine, that have healed many diseases considered incurable just by going in a lighter diet and having a better emotional and mind state. And that's raising a question. regarding what you put on your plate again. Because you see, you might not care about your personal health, but you do care about your family, you do care about your children, you do care about the people around you that would want you to stay healthy. And if you care about them, you must take care of your body. Because if you don't function well, they are going to be sad and they're going to be depressed, maybe. And your gesture of compassion towards them is to stay healthy and to stay harmonious. When I began this journey, you see, 10 years ago or more, I wasn't having enough self love to be doing things for myself. Really, this is the truth. I wasn't loving myself that much. But I was loving some people around me. And because I was a bit imbalanced at that time, for the people around me, I started to adopt a better lifestyle and try to make healthier choices, to be able to be calmer, to be able to be more centered, and to be able to be healthier. And once I started making these choices and started to be more balanced, the people around me started to also benefit from that. And not long from that, they started to change their lifestyle as well, which has been very beneficial for everybody. So, like I said, another gesture of compassion in action is to start working on yourself and on your health and making healthier choices for yourself. Not only you can be uplifting and more productive, but you are also enhancing the ones around you and setting a good example. Yesterday, we had a conference with Elitom Elamin. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on the Pranic Festival online um, set of recordings, and you can access all the recordings at the link that I posted in the comments there. I'm going to post it again for you to be easier to access. So in this conference with Elitom, somebody asked how they can change their grandparents' diet. And it is very important that what he answered and what I'm also sharing is that it is very important that we change ourselves. And with that change, the others will follow if they feel called to. So see in the comments, if you can see, I hope, see how you can access this page and get access to maybe Elitom's conferences or all the others. Because also Mantak Chia had a beautiful talk the other day, and he shared many things about health and immunity that you can learn from. And we're going to have others sharing as well in the next few days, because this is the main topic now. We had Pranic festivals before. You can see some recordings on YouTube, on your page, on our pages. But this is mainly focusing on change and health and immunity, because that's the most important thing now. So not trying to change others, but changing our life instead and setting an example is also a good gesture of compassion in action. What else is compassion to you? What does it mean to be compassionate? Share with us. And what does it mean to have compassion in action with you? What are your gestures of compassion? Let me see now, because you've posted some comments and questions. Maybe I'm going to get back to them and then share some more. So somebody shared their routine. Daniela said, today I walked outside 1 hour, did yoga 1 hour and a half, and started the Pranic online meditation. So Daniela has been with us in the Pranic process online. For 8 days, she has been doing detox and meditation with us every day. She has finished the process last Sunday, as far as I remember. And now she's doing the practice, because we share in this process, we share practice that anyone can apply at home and have step-by-step upgrades for themselves with the practices that we shared in the 8 days. So you can also do that starting tomorrow at starting on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, Bucharest time. We start this process again. So for 8 days you can join us and you can have daily meditation, daily uplifting talks with us, and good tips for immunity, health, and high emotional balance, which we're doing every day in detox and on all levels. Another person is, and you at the link in the comments, you can find that process. If you need it, you write to me, and I'm going to share it with you. Also, how you can subscribe. Another person is sharing. It comes to me this idea to leave Bucharest to the country to move there. Of course, everybody should be as close to nature as possible these days. It's important, as I was saying, for our lungs and our general health. Even though we can only go around the house, as I've noticed today, you can at least benefit from fresh air and beautiful, beautiful landscapes as well, which is very, very uplifting for our health. So many people have taken the quarantine seriously, and they are staying in the house. But don't forget to have at least 15 minutes to 1 hour walk every day, somewhere around the block, somewhere in the park, somewhere out in nature. That's important for your health, because you're not gonna get healthier by breathing the same closed air that you have in your home. Even if you open windows, even if you are, having a very beautiful open home, still it's important for you to be out in nature to some degree, at least around the block, at least moving your body, at least having a walk. That's crucial for the energy to flow, for prana to move, for having a good immunity by feeling connected to the space around you and to the nature and to the even the light beings that are working in nature, that is uplifting your whole system. Any questions so far? Any other comments that you want to bring in? I had a very important talk with Mantak Chia the other day, where he was sharing about the importance of kidneys and bone marrow in the immune system. So you see, having a daily practice that increases the energy in your thymus and increases the energy in your bone marrow, and to have foods also, or nourishment of all kind, maybe nourishment at the energy level, that increases the energy in your bone marrow and your bones, is actually crucial now for your immunity. So whatever you can bring in your day-to-day diet, and also the exercise of seeing light going through your bones every day, seeing your skeleton lit like a Christmas tree, filled with energy every day, is going to uplift your immunity system, and it's going to also increase your vitality. So that's very, very important. Keep that in mind and try to practice it at home. Keeping a good daily routine of breathing and movement exercise. I know it's basic stuff that I'm sharing today, but many of us are forgetting to do that. And that's actually what keeps us uplifting. So very, very, very important that you keep on track with your daily practice. Don't forget that somebody shares on day 4 of 8-day process. Second day dry, been naked on the beach. With dry days. Now I'm going to sun gaze and listen to you. Thank you for sharing this. I'm hoping that you can also continue with us for the daily practice at home for the 8 days that we're doing. It's helping a lot to have also immunity boosting exercise and uplifting meditations during the process. And, looking forward to hear from you if you want to join us on Sunday. It's beautiful practice to do sun gaze. It's uplifting the whole system. Not only it clears the emotional and mental system, but also enhances the energy in your physical system. And it has been proven that daily sun gaze can actually increase the size of your pineal gland. So the one who's considered an expert in this, Hira Ratan Manek, is doing sun gaze for many, many years, and his pineal gland is actually 3 millimeters I believe 3 or 2 millimeters larger than the normal pineal gland. So measured and scanned. Very important, not just to increase your pineal, but to have more uplifting thoughts, more beautiful energy flowing through your body, and cleansing. That's a very good cleansing practice at the energy level. Every time you feel cluttered, every time you feel your emotional system going down a bit low, every time you need information or you need to tune more into the universal mind, do sun gazing. If you don't know how to do it, just look it up on the internet. We recommend the gradual increase from a few seconds to a few minutes at sunrise and sunset. And also grounding all the way through, because it's important to keep your feet on the ground and barefoot while you do it. And to walk barefoot as much as possible during this sun gazing practice, or after, or in the weeks that you're doing sun gazing. You need to also ground through walking and some physical exercise, so that you don't get too spaced out. You can add this practice in your day-to-day routine, morning and evening. If you cannot catch the sun rays at sunrise, you can do some sun gazing, not directly in the sun, but somewhere below, and just let the rays wash through your auric field, and imagine it like a shower, and through your pineal and pituitary gland and all your system. That's also helping a lot and is running a lot of energy through your system and boosting your immunity and boosting the activity in the pituitary and pineal, and your whole endocrine system is benefiting from it a lot. So that's an activity that I've been doing for many years, and it's part of my daily routine. Part of my daily routine is Qigong. There's a form of Qigong that I'm practicing, which is the Qigong of compassion, or Kuan Yin Qigong, that I'm doing every day or every couple of days. You can find the Qigong, the Kuan Yin Qigong on my channel, which is called Cristiana Eltrayan. And you can enjoy that exercise and practice it daily at home. Not only it moves your body and it moves the energy through your body, but it increase your pranic levels, of course, but it also heals many ailments, or prevents ailments at the lungs level, at the kidneys level, and the internal organs in general. So you can practice it every day to bring more chi to your organs and shake away the energy that is not beneficial for you. So the Kuan Yin Qigong, you can also find it on my channel and work with it every day. That's very uplifting. And you find a lot of meditations also that are free on my channel that you can work with. Also, Jasmine, he has done beautiful, beautiful videos that you can find on her channel to uplift your frequency. And she's been sharing a lot of information and meditations and upgrades with her channel now that you can watch and use for your upliftment. So all of our friends that are on Pranic journey are doing a lot of work now to help humanity stay uplifted. Try to tune into the channels that you resonate with, but that they're uplifting and talking about health, not talking about disease. That's very important for you to keep a high vibrational level. If you let your vibrational level drop, there's a higher possibility that your health would drop too, and maybe you don't want to go there. So Kuan Yin Qigong Compassion is also a practice that I do every day. For those of you who have asked what my daily routine is, because I know some of you have asked that, I'm going to share just a bit of it with you now. So I wake up when my body wants to wake up. I don't set an alarm or a target for my waking up. My general sleep patterns are 4 to 6 hours per night, or sometimes 2 to 3 hours per night, depending on how much computer work I have been doing. If I'm out in nature and I get to charge my body very well, my sleep patterns don't need are very light, and I don't need much sleep. If I spend a lot of time in front of the cameras, like I'm doing these days, I need more sleep than usual, and also more liquid food than usual. So I wake up, I spend some time in bed, either doing yoga or meditating or stretching, and also listening to uplifting music. That starts my day with an uplifting tonus already, because during the night we're traveling in the astral plane. Not all our tasks there are beautiful. Some of us do a lot of work in the astral plane. Some of us can even wake up tired sometimes. So starting my day with uplifting activity like stretching, yoga, and good music is a good pillar in having a great day. Then, of course, I hydrate myself with water and then some kombucha maybe. And that's mostly my practice all the way through maybe 11 a.m. or so. And my wake hour can be around 5, 6, or 7, depending on, like I said, the activity that I've had and if it implied computer work or not. Also, I wake during the night at various hours, around 2 or 1 or 3, to meditate or to complete other tasks, because I'm working with people on various time zones, and that's also keeping me awake, because not needing much sleep helps me tune into the people that are in their morning phase, where I'm in the night phase, and it's very good for my activity. After I wake up, after I do the stretching, the yoga, and the meditation and sun gaze also, I have normally a session or two with the people that are working with me in therapy and in counseling. I'm doing a therapy called soul healing, where we help deprogram the mind and the energy field and help people overcome their blockages and their obstacles and move into a much more uplifted state in their life. So that's also available, and we normally have 7 chakra package, a set of 7 sessions where we help people really uplift their general energy system and their life chakra by discussing all the trauma and all the things that are stored there. So I do 1 or 2 healing sessions that can be up to 3 or 4 or 5 hours, depending on how long the session is. And then I have another good meditation and sun gazing. So around 2 p.m., I'm usually moving into the outside time. I'm going out on my balcony, I'm doing the sun gazing, I might be knitting something to relax and chill after my morning work. And then I'm moving outside into my daily tasks, either doing groceries or paying bills or whatever needs, or working with the portals in nature that are in the forests around me, that are in the areas around me where I'm allowed to go, because now the degree of freedom that we're allowed to have is not that much. It's still some possibilities are to go out in nature, especially if you live in the countryside or in the mountain, but not so much as before. And that's also something that, to my system, it adds stress. So going out in nature, working with these portals helps a lot for me and the community around. And that's what I do for quite a few hours. Then I come back and start taking care of my project, but also in a meditative state to see what needs to come through. Sometimes a video needs to come through, sometimes a new project or a new collaboration. So I maintain myself in an alpha theta state, surrounding myself with good music, surrounding myself with crystals, surrounding myself with angels even, to be able to maintain that high state all the way through the day. When I'm feeling that I'm done with the computer work and the projects and everything that I'm holding, because I'm holding 4 or 5 projects in parallel now, the online Pranic festival that you're watching, and the Pranic process that starts on Sunday, and one-on-one Pranic processes as well, and 2 books that are being written, and the Pranic festival in Romania that starts on August 15, and some other campaigns with other groups. So many creative things like this. When I'm done with all that, I do another deeper meditation that helps me clear out, but also I work and expand to the global level with this clearing. So that's happening daily to some degree, and it helps me and the community around to stay tuned to a positive frequency as much as possible. And the things that we're experiencing now in the subtle level, beyond the wave of fear that is, of course, available for everyone, the things that are beyond that are just so unimaginably uplifting and beautiful. And that's what's coming through next. So if you're able to get beyond that level of fear and maintain yourself into a good vibration, you can access beautiful, beautiful energies that are coming on now that are very, very beneficial for your evolution and for Gaia and for the whole planet. And maybe that's what you want to tune in from now on. But yes, it does require daily practice. So having done that meditation, that is, in the afternoon or late in the evening, I'm finalizing my day. Sometimes I watch something uplifting, either a friend's video or a piece of a movie, documentaries that are being shared with me all the time. Or I just chill with a good book or just a good music to move me into the sleeping state. I take care of my body with light shower, water shower, and massage every day. I self-massage now because in this area you cannot go to other people to massage your body. And I take care of it with very good products, not good in terms of high brands, but in terms of good quality, all natural oils that are very beneficial and uplifting for my skin and for my general state. So that's and I end the day with a meditation going into deeper into sleep. That's my daily routine. That's what I do every day. Sometimes other practices that I haven't mentioned here, sometimes group practices, group meditations. That's what I do every day, and that's my routine, and that's what I invite people to include in their life with the Pranic process online that we're preparing on Sunday. We're sharing 8 steps to uplift your frequencies, shared by 8 ascended masters that have practiced them. And it's something that has been called Luscious Lifestyle Program by Jasmine and her team. And it's something that I've been practicing for 10 years and sharing with people for 7 years. And it's an organic transition into Pranic lifestyle, Pranic consciousness, and ultimately for some Pranic nourishment. But in my activity, I've never taught people to give up food because I'm interested in a consciousness that is way beyond the food intake, is a consciousness of freedom. And most of the people that have been around me have naturally dropped the foods that haven't served them and naturally lightened up their diet to a point where they went on liquids or just very light vegan food. But again, my aim has never been that. My aim has always been to help people uplift to the highest degree of their potential and to unite with their higher self and stay connected. And that's what I'm also mainly focusing now with all the things that I'm sharing. So in the Pranic process online, it's the same focus. And in the 101 Pranic process, we're having the same aim, and in the healing sessions as well. And that's all I'm interested in, to see people centered deep into their souls, united deep into their hearts, and having a coherent state all the way through the day, and not depending on external resources or external love to be able to be healthy and happy. That's what we're sharing. When children are around, somebody is asking how we can combine such a schedule when children are around and they are more demanding, they are on much movement vibration. Well, such a schedule is not meant to be exactly the same for everyone. You have something to do, others have something else to do, I have something to do, and we each have our specific daily routine. But with children, parents sometimes forget that children are very, very happy to play with your tools. So if you combine your yoga practice with some yoga practice for them so that they can mimic some of your movements, you could do yoga in the presence of your children, or the qigong in the presence of your children. You don't have to force them to do the same movements themselves, but you just tell them to play a game with you where they should imitate what you do. And that's going to be fun for them, and you're going to be able to hold their attention for about 10 minutes when you practice the qigong. And that's going to be also a game of bonding with your children deeper. Music, you can listen to with your children every time. Nothing stops you for putting uplifting music while you have your children around, and also dance with them, which is good movement for your body. Being creative with your children, paint together, play together with tools like molding things together. That's keeping your high creativity in alpha theta state, and also keeping your children close and not so much movement because you give them something to do with their hands. Teaching sacred art, not teaching but sharing sacred art with your children by drawing together. You staying connected and see what flows through, and allowing them, holding space for them to see what they need to manifest. That's also an uplifting activity that keeps you in the alpha theta state while children are around. Playing with children and pets and with children out in nature, it's also very uplifting, high frequency. You don't have to always shout at them, don't do this, don't do that. Let them a little freer and let them move, and you move with them. Run with them. Have beautiful games with them. Chase them through the trees. Play hide and seek. Get childish. Get wild with your children. That's going to uplift your frequency. So while you're with children, you can actually play and have fun even more than by yourself. When I'm really bored and I, feel that I need more uplifting activities in my life, I go to a place near a monastery here, and that's where children come and they're all jumping at my lap and all around me, because that's what children do when they see me. And we start playing together. And that's one of the most uplifting, high spiritual practices in my life. And it has been like this. And I've created a volunteer program that I've shared in schools called Energy in Harmony, where I went and just played and discussed with children because they needed uplifting information. And it was also a good exchange where we shared beautiful moments together. Are there any other questions? And also with pets, don't forget your pets. Play with pets as much as possible. Now, pets are holding such a high frequency for us and keeping us in such a loving state. And whenever you feel a bit depressed or, surrounded by this gloomy state, just go and play with your pet. If it's a cat, it's gonna surely absorb and nourish with all the bad energy because that's what cats do. And if it's a dog or other pets, they're going to be happy that you play with them, and they're going to be emanating love to you. So that's what you want to do. Other questions? I'm coming towards an end now. So beautiful to be with you. And before we end completely this gathering, I invite you to center in your hearts. Maybe place a hand on your heart like I'm doing now, and stay in that place. And feel your breath going in and out through that place. And feel that place of your heart expanding by you having your hand on your heart and your breath focused on your heart. And imagine that you're in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth that is surrounding you through all the pores of your skin and through all the aspects of your being. And in this light column, you breathe in and out the air and the light that is in this column and let it enter your cells and your organs and your auric field. And as you breathe out all the worries, tensions, concerns, everything that doesn't serve you out into this light column. And you let it out to be dissolved, transmuted, transformed. And as you breathe in again, you let more light into your heart and you see that you have a connection cable coming down from the center of the universe, from the heart of the central sun, all the way down into your hearts. And this connection cable brings all the light and the love from the heart of God, from the heart of the central sun, from the heart of the universe. It brings it into your heart. And with every breath, your heart is more nourished by this love, this light that comes down from the central sun into your heart, into your lungs, and then expanding with the breath into all your physical systems. You feel this light from your heart expanding into your kidneys, into your internal organs, into your whole auric field, and then out into the universe. And breathing in again, you get more light into your heart. From the heart of the central sun, you could receive this connection to your sun in your heart. And from the sun in your heart, it goes into each cell of your body. And each cell is tingling, is vibrating with this light that is coming in, with this nourishment that is coming in, being absorbed into your cells, radiating out from your heart. So that all your cells get now repatterned to the pattern of health and harmony and compassion that comes now into the planet directly from the Christed emanation of compassion that is fueling the whole planet now. Fueling your heart and your cells with the energy of compassion, with the energy of kindness, with the energy of harmony that is shared with us all in this moment. You see this heart of compassion expanding in the center of your being, vibrating, resonating to the most compassionate state that you can access now. And you feel this vibration of compassion emanating into your cells now. Feel it vibrating into your cells. Feel it vibrating into your body. Feel this vibration of compassion and love repatterning every aspect of your being, opening you up for more love, more compassion, so that you can then share it through the world. And going deeper with your breath, you might want to tune into the Christed frequency that has been shared on this planet through so many avatars that have come. The Christed one called Jesus or Emmanuel, the Buddha, another representative of the Christed ray of pure compassion and love and power. The bodhisattvas of compassion that were named Kuan Yin and Avalokiteshvara in the Asian Tibetan culture. The compassionate being called Tara. The flute player, compassionate avatar called Krishna. The beautiful, playful energy of support and abundance that has supported this planet for so many ages, coming from the Hindu culture. Those of you who are connected to the Hindu culture might tune into Vishnu, the representative of supportive, compassionate energy that has been on earth as well in many avatars, in many shapes or forms. And please know that this is all beyond religion and beliefs. We're just sharing names that have represented the energy of compassion in an embodied form. But regardless of what you believe in, that energy is universal and it's available to all, because it resides in your heart and it comes down permanently from the heart of the central sun. You can see and feel your heart expanding and your cells is responding to this frequency that's permanently flowing in. You can feel this feeling of compassion as it lowers down into the lower centers as well. Feeling it into the hips, into the legs, coming down all the way down to the soles of the feet, filling your whole body with a state of deep compassion and kindness now. Like a rain, like a shower flowing through all your cells, all the way down, opening you up to more kindness and compassion to be radiated in your cells, nourishing all the places in your body and in your energy system that have not received this compassion before. And they absorb them like a sponge, being completely nourished, completely appeased by this energy now. So much gentleness whispering through your cells, allowing your body to finally relax in a state of pure health, in a state of pure abundance, of compassion and kindness. As the soles of the feet open up, they build roots, let roots flow towards the center of the earth. all the way through the earth chakra, going to the center of the earth. Strong, big roots like tree roots from each of the soles of your feet, going towards the heart of Gaia now. The most compassionate being that you are encountering now is the very spirit of Gaia, with her heart of infinite love and compassion, supporting and even tolerating us all for years of time. Feel her love. Feel how it feels to feel connected to the heart of Gaia now. Feel the pulsation in the heart of Gaia and feel her loving response coming up now into your roots. Her love and compassion coming through the soles of your feet, into your body, through the calves, the knees, the thighs, this heart, this energy from the heart of Gaia coming up through the thighs into your hips. It's coming up to the root chakra, to the perineum. You feel this energy of compassion flowing up from the very heart of Gaia like a mother's love embrace, embracing your whole body now in this feeling of compassion. Feel it coming up from the perineum to the base of the spine. From the base of the spine, it flows up through the spine, filling your whole body with this kindness and compassion, this gentle feminine energy, all the way up to your heart. Filling your heart, opening even more like a flower that has been thirsty for so long and now is opening to receive more compassion, more kindness. Then all the way up to the base of the spine, to the base of the skull. All this energy coming up into your body, through your spine. And all the way up to the top of your head even. Deeply filling every cell with this energy of compassion that's flowing in constantly in your body. Feel it, enjoy it, and let it nourish you in every cell, in every atom, in every aspect of your being. And as your body is full, it also goes out into the auric field, radiating in a toroidal shape, in a spheric shape around your body, filling your whole auric field with love and compassion. And then radiating out into the universe. And let maybe a word or an image come to you of how you can display more compassion, bring more compassion into the world now. Let this word or image come to you. That might be the state or the action to be emanating from now on for a while to bring compassion out more and more. And maybe let another word or image come to you. A word or an image coming to you now. Don't push it, just let it flow, let your mind go, dissolve like clouds above your head. And know that this word of image is something that you can give more to yourself as a gesture of compassion towards your own being. For me, apparently the image is flowers. For others, what did you get? And now, since we're still in the state of compassion, let's do something even more powerful. Let's join our hearts together. So just imagine that in the state of compassion, you're sending a ray of love to all the people that are in this gathering or connecting to this gathering in the subtle plane. We ask that only the beings of the purest light and love can connect with us telepathically and energetically now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can connect with us energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can connect with us energetically and telepathically. And we emanate a ray of pink love from our hearts, a ray of light towards all the beings that are in this gathering or tuned into this gathering. Feel that energy flowing out. Feel maybe how others are tuning in and sending their love, and maybe feel your heart tingling in response. Just feel yourself filled with this love and sending it harmoniously to all the ones who are ready. And then another ray, send it to all the beings in this planet that are ready to receive it. More rays of love and compassion, kindness emanating from your heart all the way around you. Touching the hearts of those who are ready to receive it. That's compassion in action. You don't have to do much. You're just emanating love. Feel your heart growing more powerful. Know that you're still connected to the center of the universe, to the heart of the central sun, with a cable flowing down from the heart of the central sun to the top of your head into your heart. And you're still connected to the center of the earth. So you're emanating love through your heart, but from these 2 points. That's a joint energy, perfect yin and yang balance in your heart emanating out. Feeling your love emanating out towards all the animal kingdom representatives that are on this planet. I was on a field of grass last Easter, having this big flock of sheep around me right in the Easter day, acknowledging all the slaughter that's going on these times. I've been sending love to all of them constantly. And as I was sitting there emanating, they were coming in rows, in turns. And when the first row of sheep was getting nourished, the second one would come forth and those were going further away, and so on and so forth until almost the whole herd of sheep has been around me at least for a while. Sending love and forgiveness towards their consciousness, that is a joint consciousness, they are all together, they're not separate in their consciousness and they're all receiving. So that's what we can do now, sending love to all the animal kingdom, asking forgiveness for all slaughter and misuse that we've done to that species, asking to compassionately bow to them for their greatness and their kindness and their acceptance that they've accepted for so long, our lack of understanding, and now they're finally receiving our love and compassion and kindness sent to all of them, all the animal kingdom that is ready to receive, and they're all ready to receive, including your pets, including your neighbor's pets, including all the animal kingdom, including the ones that you don't like, maybe the serpents and the spiders and the biting insects. All of them are now receiving your love and compassion, open-heartedly sending love and compassion to them. And some of you might feel this wave of love coming back because they're always responding to our love. And that's such an energy, such a nourishing energy exchange with the animal kingdom, finally nourishing from the heart instead of nourishing from the plate. And another wave of love sent to the plant kingdom, the wood element of this planet. Asking forgiveness for the way we've mistreated the forests and all the green spaces and everything that we've touched or ruined on our journey here on earth. Sending compassion and love and kindness to this kingdom that has always provided nourishment and uplifting energies for us all the time. That's now finally receiving our gratitude, kindness, and compassion. Coming back at them for all the work that they have done, giving us fresh air, beautiful nature, harmonizing our fields all the time. And feel the wave that's coming back also from this emanation of compassion. That's compassion in action. And another wave is being sent to the waters, a wave of compassion and kindness sent to the large body of water that's covering all the planet. Finally sending love into these waters. We're finally acknowledging once and for all the sovereignty of what water represents on the planet, that we're made 99% of water ourselves in our molecular structure, and the planet is a big percentage made of water, and many of us have still not understood the role of the water here. So finally sending this love ray and compassion ray towards all the bodies of waters, imprinting our kindness and compassion into the molecules of the waters of the planet that, as we know, are perceiving and shape-shifting according to our emanation. Feel this wave of love going deeper and deeper into the planetary waters now. And also, of course, into the waters of your bodies, the physical bodies that you have, but mainly focusing on planet now. Feel all the waters of the planet being cleansed with all this wave of compassion that we're sending, with all this wave of love. Feel the water responding. Imagine, if you can, the molecules of the water shape-shifting now into the most beautiful, nourishing patterns as they're imbued with this love and compassion that we're sending out. Feel it growing, this compassion at the planetary level and in the matrix or the grid around the planet as we're sending love to all the elements around it. Send your love and compassion towards the air element, all the air that's breathing and surrounding you. Send this love and compassion to it, so that everything that you breathe back is also of a compassionate nature. Feel the air modulating its energy now with this wave of compassion that is being sent globally by us. And feel this wave coming back through you with your breath. All this love and compassion that you're going to be drinking and breathing from now on is being imprinted from you now. And it's going to be rippling wave after wave after wave through the elements of the planet that you're living on, transforming everything that it touches back into compassion and kindness. The Christed frequency that's been with us for eons and eons of time. And another wave is being sent now into the ether element. Feel it vibrating, that element that you're all made of. That's 99.99999% of what imprints all creation. Imagine it all being filled with this compassion and kindness and love that's coming right back into your cells as prana, which is the same element that we're speaking of now. Feel all the space being filled with love and compassion in infinite waves flowing from you. Infinitely rippling through universe and multiverses as it unites in this ether element that's surrounding it all. We've just gone multiversal with our waves of light and love and compassion. Yeah, and another wave is being sent now to all the beings of light that have been helping us for eons of time. Let them have it with our thanks and gratitude and love and compassion. Let them be imbued with finally, above all prayers, above all requests, above all fears, finally sending love back to them. Let's ripple a big love of compassion to all the beings of love that have helped us, all the beings of light, all the angels, all the avatars, all the ascended masters, all the multidimensional beings, all the light being friends of all star lineages. Having joined this gathering now, let them have it, this wave of love and compassion that we're now emanating. Let them benefit from it and feel what's coming back at us from them. Feel all this love, the infinite capacity of love that they encompass is now coming back at you, at all of us. Feel them flowing it back into you, ripple after ripple after ripple of love. And the final, maybe, wave of compassion is being sent out into the sun now, all the way through. Feel it sending into the sun from your heart all the way up into the sun now. Feel this wave of light from your heart, from the deepest compassion that you can encompass, being sent into the heart of the central sun, right back at it. You've been absorbing, absorbing, absorbing. Now you're finally emanating. Finally emanating towards the heart of the central sun. Feel this heart of the central sun opening up and feel it pouring back at you. You have just joined the cosmic party, my friends. Enjoy. Wave after wave after wave of love and compassion and kindness flowing high octaves of beautiful rays as we're inviting more and more beings of light now into this beautiful gathering for them to be joining and participating to this cosmic compassion party that we're having now. Feel this love and compassion emanating, completely imbuing each cell of your being and emanating from each part of your body now. Feel your infinite capacity to regenerate and rebirth waves of compassion, wave after wave after wave in your heart. Feel that nothing can touch you and your perfect immunity is radiating from the state of compassion, and you're permanently receiving waves after waves after waves of love back at you, waves after waves after waves of energy back at you, waves after waves after waves of compassion back at you when you're in the state of love. Feel that you're permanently imbued in this state with these waves of compassion, if you're keeping the focus on emanating them. And at any moment of your day where you feel you could lose this state, come back into your heart and into your breath, and that's where your compassion is. It's been always residing there, and it's gonna always blossom there with every breath. Feel these waves of compassion having imbued the whole universe from this gathering and having received back this multiversal compassion back at us. And come back with your attention now into your bodies. Come back into the feet, wiggle your toes. Come back with your light body fully present in your physical body. Come back into your soles of the feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, fully present in your hips, fully present in your abdomen, lower back, upper back, arms, chest, fully present in your neck, fully present in your head. You're fully present like a hand within a glove in this physical body of yours. And light language is coming through, it's coming forth. That is being wanting to come. So we're tuning into this light language and just be open to receive whatever comes. Knowing that everything that comes is for the highest good of all. These are languages from star lineages that we're all belonging to. And we're all remembering to some degree. So some of you might get goosebumps, some of you might get memories or emotional outbursts, and some of you might just not react to that because it's not yours to take, maybe. Kenlaranyara maneada kenya shari ne monde la sha yatia mondari danar keneniam no shara nari edamomna kallara shayanya monde e allarania momkar ellerena mondani na shayenemo ellerana hayam momna den char namduke eller denyam momna dal shire ne omke ashamna. So if you want to share in the comments a bit of what this happened to you, that did to you and how you felt, I would be happy to hear your feedback from you of this meditation and the light language maybe. What did you feel or sense during this transmission? And if you have been able to feel or tune into the layers of light that we've presented during this meditation. Also, until you finish commenting or posting, I'm going to just remind you that there's a online process starting on Sunday with me and my team. And for 8 days, you can have similar meditations with us every evening around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Bucharest time. And you can have similar sharing, but more in depth of various types of tools and methods that we can share at home. Maybe after a pranic process or dry fast that you did, maybe after specific time in your life, or just to detox on all levels and enhance your field, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So those of you watching on YouTube, you have the link in the comments. Those of you watching on Facebook, I have just posted it now. Also, those of you watching the watch party on Facebook, you have the link in the comments. And for those of you watching on the landing page that we've been sharing with you in the email. Also there, the link is also there, and you can join this process for 8 days with us, this training of high energy frequency, where you uplift on all levels and you upgrade on all levels, and you will enjoy more and more waves of love and compassion, more and more waves of prana, and more waves of detox, but in a harmonious way on all levels with us for 8 days, starting Sunday, April 12th at 8 p.m. Bucharest time. And for those of you who want to do one-on-one processes for 7 sessions, we can be together online on WhatsApp or Facebook or other type of call to share methods of pranic upgrade, but also detox your systems on all levels, and work with the traumatic experiences, work with the things that need to be healed or released from your emotional system and from your mental programming, so that you can upgrade yourself to higher pranic consciousness. So that's available in the next days. And of course, the next conference is in the Pranic Festival online. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bucharest time, we have Gaston Bacchiani. Then we have on Sunday, Pascal Martelli. We're still setting the time, so stay tuned to our Facebook page and connect to our website so that you know what's up next. You subscribe there to know what's up next. And then next week is Tal Gilboa and other beautiful pranic friends coming through. So that's another uplifting source of information that you can tune into. For those of you who join later, you join the events page on our website, soulhealing.academy.com/events, and that's where you have all the fun stuff that's happening in the next weeks with me and my team. So when I say my team, it's my team of pranic people, but also a lot of light being friends that are collaborating with us to uplift the frequency of humanity in these times of change, and especially with the frequency of compassion that we've been talking about. So yeah, all the links have been set in place. Do you have any questions of comments, or do you have any sharing on this beautiful gathering that we had together? Do you need to share something, what you felt, or how the language of light has been for you? I'm going to just put this on, because for me, after meditation, sometimes it's getting chilly and cosmic. So let me know if you want to add or ask anything before we complete this gathering. Finally adding some sun rays to my outfit. Okay, so I'll be watching all channels to see if I missed any questions or comments from you. And if nothing is to be added, I'm going to be saying goodbye to you. And hopefully we'll meet on Sunday again on the Pranic process online at 8 p.m. Bucharest time. Join the link in the comments and subscribe and come. It's 8 days of bliss together that we're sharing. Okay. Thank you, Yonut, for your comments. Thank you, Daniela, for being so active. Thanks, everyone, for sharing, having shared your love and your wisdom with us in this meditation. Are there others who want to share anything? I see here in the watch party, many people joining in. Blessings to you all. And if you haven't seen this party from the beginning, just go on my Facebook page, Cristiana Eltrayan, and you can see the whole live transmission. We had the beautiful, beautiful meditation together and many, many other aspects. And for those of you who have just joined, you've just joined the Pranic Festival online. And it's going to go on for the next few weeks. So if you go on our events page that I placed in the comments, you can subscribe and be with us in all the beautiful conferences that we have together. So thank you, Rosa, for joining in. Hi, Alexandro, and many blessings and hugs to you. You might want to join the full festival or the Pranic process that we're starting on Sunday. And thanks everyone for watching and for emanating, most of all. You've emanated big ways of love. Very grateful to you all. Big hugs, blessings, and stay compassionate.